My dog has heartworm and is being treated for it. I can't exercise her too much, so what could I do to keep her stimulated and engaged?
Yeah, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I know that that's probably tough just because.
Yeah. We've had quite a few people though, haven't we? With have either had to put training on hold, or
Right, yeah.
they can't start for training until they've gone through their treatment.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, once again, like I said, sorry to hear that. I know that's not fun for you or for the dog.
Or for the doggy.
I do feel like there's a good PSA. Make sure your dog's heartworm meds are up to date, especially living here in the South where we have so many mosquitoes and stuff. That's how dogs get heartworms, is from mosquito bites. So make sure your dog has their heartworm meds up to date.
Yeah.
In regards to what can you do, I don't think much, unfortunately. There's not much.
You can't get them excited.
Yeah, I mean, you got to let them out to go potty. I mean, maybe like a light walk around the backyard or something, maybe loop the yard a few times or something like that, you know, but I know they have to mostly be crate bound during that period of time. Yeah, I mean, you do fun stuff, like make them work for their food and stuff like that, and you know, give them stuff to do, but there's just not much. There's not much there. You can get some put some peanut butter in a Kong, you know, freeze it.
Yeah,
you know,
that's a good one.
Make a licky ball out of some broth or something like that. You know, you could come up with some fun brain game stuff, but unfortunately, there's just not much you can do. You know, I'm not a vet, so I'd probably talk to the vet about what's the lightest form of exercise you could do. Clearly they can't get excited, they can't sprint, play fetch, go swimming, go to the dog park. Clearly they can't do things like that, but I don't know. What does your vet say? They can go for maybe a light walk or something, because they have to go out for a potty break.
Yeah,
you know?
they do.
So,
there's got to be a little bit of movement, haven't there? They can't
to
just
some
be-
degree. So maybe just ask your vet what's the lightest thing they can do in order to what's the lightest thing they can do, you know, in order to
But those licky treats and putting something on one of those lick mats, because
that can work.
that's quite soothing, isn't it, for dogs to do some licking?
Yeah.
So
something like that. I hate to hear that though. Like I said, that's not
doggy
not
puzzles where you hide the food, like Corey says, make them work for the food.
Yeah. By the way, when I was saying make sure your dog's heartworm meds are up to date, I'm not saying yours weren't. Typically, I mean, this happens a lot with rescue dogs.
Rescue
so I'd
dogs,
assume this dog was probably a rescue dog or something like that. But if it's your
But
dog.
that's a good message out there. Make sure you're up to date on your.
What did Bob
heartworm.
Barker always used to say? Spay and neuter your pets, folks. At the end of the Price is Right.
I don't know. Did he?
Yeah, every episode they said something about that.
Okay.
All right, we gotta find out.
Spaying and neutering doesn't stop them getting heartworm. By
No,
the way.
I know, but I know. I was just saying it because we were reminding people to
We need to. Well, you used to have yours on your calendar. Mia's monthly maintenance.
Oh, yeah. I guess it's off my calendar now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gone, but it'll come back soon.
On my
Anyway,
to-do list every day, I still have take Mia out, let Mia do bite work. Well, I crossed it off, but I'll switch it back whenever I get a new puppy. All right, just relax. Trying to move on. He ended every Price is Right show famously by saying, help control the pet population. Have your pet spayed or neutered. And we'd add one line to that, and make sure your heartworm medicine's up to date, folks.
That'll be our sign off.
Apparently,
Heartworm.
Drew Carey does the same thing. He still ends every show like that, apparently.
Oh, carried on the tradition.
All
Okay,
right.
then, sir, let's do the second one. I've rescued a 4-month-old puppy, and it just wants to hide under the furniture and won't come out. What should I do?
That's also sad. And I'm also sorry to hear that. That's no fun. The biggest thing I would say is that you're going to have to get the dog to come out from under the furniture. I was just listening to another trainer's doggy Q&A this morning on the way here. It's a guy I used to listen to a lot. He mostly interviews military people and stuff, but he also owns a dog business where he sells protection dogs and stuff. And he's got, I'd say his start to training is a lot more like positive reinforcement, which is great. He bases most things off of like dogs have to eat every day, so he makes all the dogs work for their food. I would say the biggest thing here would be like the dog is we want to discourage this behavior as much as possible.
Yeah.
So by like the dog is not. Dogs don't commit suicide, so the dog's going to have to come out and eat and drink water. So I would put the food bowl. I would make the dog come out to get its food, basically.
To get food and,
food and water. Yeah. And then I'd probably try to block whatever furniture the dog's under. I'd try to make the dog pretty small. So if bedroom doors are open and the dog's hiding under the bed, I'm going to, close all the bedroom doors so the dog can't go under the bed. If it's going under the couch, I'm going to get some pool noodles and block the couch off, things like that. I'm going to start trying to do something to make sure that the dog can't continue to go hide and stuff. I'm not going to encourage the behavior by like putting the dog's food and water near it. There's also same advice Jackson Galaxy gives out for cats, like cats that go hide and stuff like that. He's like, a lot of people want to coddle the cat and put the litter box and the food right next to the bed where the cat's hiding under, or the closet or whatever it is, or put it in the closet. He's like, don't do that. Like, you have to get the cat to come out to do its stuff, So I'd say not cat trainer by any means, but I remember when I read his book to learn about cats, he said the same thing. So you don't want to like put the food or water near it to encourage us. We want to pull the dog out of this. I'd say the next thing is just like keep the dog on a leash in the house. So that way we can start kind of forcing the dog outside their comfort zone to actually like, come out from under that space and stuff a little bit.
And you always say get down to their level, don't you? So sit on the floor, entice them out with some treats, make it fun.
Yeah.
Do some positive interaction so they're not so fearful.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, you just got to get them out, though. I mean, that's kind of the big thing. Because I guess you could say I'm more of like an exposure therapy kind of guy when it comes to this kind of stuff. It's just like the best way to get the dog to not be scared is expose the stuff to the dog that, is. And if the dog's only 4 months, the likelihood of it's probably likely not had severe or traumatic experiences just yet, especially if you got as a rescue. That would cause it to be like that. So that kind of eliminates the nature side of the argument, meaning that this would be more nurture. So, that means that we're dealing with this like on a, genetic level, which is going to be tougher to change, but it can be worked through over time through training and repetition and stuff like that. So
we forget, though, that sometimes these dogs are a little overwhelmed, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're used to being maybe with siblings, or they've been in a small area and not being able to just like wander, and then they come to this new home, different sights, smells, sounds, goes back to the 777 method. So patience as well.
Yeah absolutely. Be patient.
Be patient.
I think that's kind of it on that answer. I would once again try to hear that, but you've done a nice thing for this dog, so just be patient.